This is going to be a series of individual videos on testing of many do-it-yourself alcohol stoves that I built out of small clear lid containers. Cost anywhere from $1 to $2 each. I built a couple stainless steels around $7 each. This introduction part of the video will be included at the beginning of each stove video burn test. So skip ahead a little bit if you have already watched this portion of the video and want to get right to the burn testing. Each stove and video will be numbered and tested. Go to video number 1 if you want a basic description of the many stoves. I'll try to put all the specs in the description box of the video. What I'm going to test is the warm-up time, boil time, burnout time, water temperature, and surrounding air temperature. I'll also include the alcohol capacity of each stove, the size of the stove, and the various materials used, such as tin, aluminum, stainless steel. There'll be a jet type, a wick type using carbon felt right here, and that'll be to compare the different designs and materials. Each test will be done with the same aluminum pot. It has a 5-inch diameter bottom. I bought it at Walmart for a couple bucks. Well, I'll be using tap water. It's around 60 degrees, plus or minus 5 degrees. 2 cups of water, and there'll be a couple tests that I'll use 4 and 6 cups of water. Surrounding air temperature is in my garage. It's winter time in Iowa, but my garage is around 40 degrees, so it's a little cool. My water temperature thermometer is about 5 degrees low, so keep that in mind. And all the specs that I'm doing here is not exact. It'll be approximately. I have some extra materials to build other stoves, so if you have any suggestions or want me to try something different, please let me know and I'll do it. Let's get started with the testing. Okay, do-it-yourself alcohol stove number 2. It's the same as number 1. Small storage containers at Hobby Lobby, $11. So they're about 91 cents a piece. This one's built a little differently than stove number 1. It has the same size holes, about 3/32. The only thing different is the holes are down lower. You can adjust these holes by turning the lid like that. I'm going to leave them, I'll leave them wide open so it's more comparable to stove number 1. It's built out of the same inside. It's a goofy string can, except I'm not using the bottom this time. I'll take this apart so you can look inside. The holes are about a 1/2 inch apart, the jet holes, and then I put slits in the top too because it burns better. There's the bottom. And that silly string can slides right through. You can use Dremel to cut it, to cut the can up. Pretty easy to make, real easy to drill. Let's get started on this test. One thing I wanted to let you know, on the bottom you need to put a few slits too so the alcohol can run through to the in between the 2 walls. Let's get started. Okay, let's light up stove 2. Stove 2 is lit. Start the time. This is comparable to stove 1, similar, except the jet holes are down on the lid a little further. The actual height of this is 1.5 inches, and same with stove 1. I think I said 1 inch high on stove 1. I'll have the specs in the description of each stove, but this will be comparable to stove 1. We'll see how long it takes to warm up. The capacity of this one's only about 3/4 of an inch because the holes are down lower. On stove 1, the capacity would be about 1 ounce, so you can get more burn time out of it. I think with 3/4 of an ounce on stove 1, it was 12 minutes till it burned out, 8 minutes to boil. Took about 2 minutes to warm up. Stove 2, we'll see what happens. The water temperature's reading about 55 degrees. That water thermometer ain't too accurate. I think it's about 5 degrees off. So it's just tap water. It's probably around 60 degrees. The surrounding air temperature is 40 degrees. Right there. We're about 1 minute. It takes a little longer to, the jets are starting to go. And it's going to be right at 1 minute 50 seconds, about almost 2 minutes. We'll set the pot, 2 cups of water. Wow, that's really... On this one you can adjust the hole size. I probably should have adjusted them down a little because it's really flaming, but this will be comparable to stove 1, same size jet holes, 1/2 inch apart. They're just down a little lower on the stove. About 2 minutes. 30 seconds, 2 minutes warm up time. We'll see what we get till boil. I'll turn this off till we hit about 5 minutes. Okay, we're about 5 minutes. Looks like the flame's a little larger than stove 1. It's starting to hiss already at 5 minutes. We're about temperature 149. It's hissing really good. Keep in mind I'm doing this during the middle of winter time, so at warmer temperatures these times will be a lot better because I've done a lot of testing in warmer weather and you get a lot better times. I'm using about 3/4 of an ounce of denatured alcohol in all these tests. We're up to 171. Based on this calibration of this water temperature thermometer here, it usually is boiling at 205. See what happens. It sounds like it's boiling already. I'm gonna look. Starting to steam pretty good. Ouch. It's not boiling quite yet. Temperature's 190. 6 minutes. Wow. It's boiling right now, about 6 minutes 40 seconds. 6 minutes. It's at 205. 6 minutes 40 seconds. We'll see how long it goes till it burns out. 2 cups of water. Large flame. So on this one, if you want it to, on this stove, if you want it to go longer and probably boil at a longer time, you'd want to adjust the lid so the holes are about half that size. depending upon what you're cooking. So this one will probably burn out a little quicker. There is some yellow in the flames. It's boiling really well. Let's back this up a little. Maybe you can see the steam coming out of there. This damn thing. Noisy. And it's out at 7 minutes 50 seconds. 7 minutes 50 seconds. 7 minutes 50 seconds. I'm writing all this down, bear with me. So, stove number 2 boiled a little quicker and went out quicker. That's the test. Look at the description for all the specs. Thanks for watching.